Hello everyone, and welcome to the UMA series of videos. In this episode, we bring you the famous unknown creature from American urban legends, the Goatman. The Goatman is a highly mysterious creature. It is said to have the face of a human and the hindquarters and horns of a goat, hoofed feet, and a body covered in long hair. It stands up to 7 feet tall, walks upright, and is agile. It has a brutal nature and is mostly sighted in deep mountains and dense forests. I'm sure everyone has come across this image to some extent in various films, animations, and games. So, what is the origin of this creature? Regarding the Goatman, if you search online, you'll find that since World War II, sightings have been reported all across North America. The most widespread story comes from the early 1970s. It is said that at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center in Prince George's County, Maryland, a researcher named Stephen Fletcher had an accident while conducting biological experiments on goats, transforming his assistant into a half-man, half-goat monster. He lost his sanity and began attacking passing cars and pedestrians with an axe on the back roads of Beltsville. Of course, this strange rumor has not been confirmed. But considering that the United States was indeed keen on bioweapon research during the Cold War, this theory has gained acceptance from many people. According to local residents, rumors of a humanoid monster have been circulating here since the 1950s. For example, the Upper Marlboro ghost incident of 1957 and a monster attack on humans in 1962. In one gruesome version of the tale, the monster was accused of killing 12 children and 2 adults. Various versions of the story were passed down by word of mouth. But what truly brought the Goatman to widespread attention was in October 1971, when the local Prince George's County News published an article about the University of Maryland's folklore archives. The article mentioned the legend of the Goatman. 2 weeks later, the reporter published a follow-up story that detailed a true incident involving the Goatman. A German shepherd named Ginger suddenly went missing. When found, only its headless body remained. And coincidentally, on the night Ginger disappeared, several nearby girls heard a sharp scream and also witnessed a large creature walking on its hind legs. Although the article speculated that Ginger's death was likely caused by a train, the dog's owner remained convinced that the Goatman took his beloved pet. From then on, various sightings of the Goatman were gradually unearthed by the media. It's impossible to know how many of these stories were true. Another famous legend about the Goatman comes from the state of Kentucky, USA. There, it has another name, the Pope Lick Monster. Since the 1960s, a terrifying legend has circulated in Louisville, Kentucky. Under a railway trestle over Pope Lick Creek lives a mysterious half-man, half-goat creature. It has horns on its head and hoof-like feet. It uses strange sounds to mesmerize passing humans, causing them to unconsciously climb onto the trestle and be fatally struck by a passing train. It is also said that it wields a blood-stained axe, intimidating people into jumping off the trestle themselves. Although this is just a legend, it cannot be denied that this trestle, built in the late 19th century, has indeed claimed many lives. The 2 most recent incidents occurred in 2016 and 2019. The victims were a 26-year-old tourist and a 15-year-old girl, respectively. Regarding the origin of this monster, there is a very interesting story. Legend has it that it was a human-goat hybrid freak from a traveling circus. It is said that the circus train was struck by lightning and derailed while passing through Louisville, allowing it to escape. Due to long-term abuse in the circus, it developed a brutal and bloodthirsty nature. I have carefully looked through information about this circus and found that this circus toured across the United States starting in the 1930s. The ringmaster was a notorious charlatan who specialized in collecting various freaks of nature for performance to make money. While passing through a small town near Beltsville, Maryland, he found an abandoned baby with severe deformities to its forehead and legs. They kept it captive and trained it to perform, and this abandoned child became the future Pope Lick monster. This theory cleverly combines the Goatman stories from two different regions and suggests that the origin of the Goatman is still in Maryland. Another version is somewhat mythological in nature. It says that the monster was a shepherd who sacrificed goats in exchange for demonic powers. This theory also led to, in the mid-1970s, rumors of satanic worship and demonic rituals spreading in the Pope Lick Creek area. Additionally, the story of the Pope Lick monster was made into a film in 1988 titled The Legend of the Pope Lick Monster. If you're interested, you can look it up yourself. Aside from the two Goatman legends mentioned above, there have also been sightings of this creature in the southern state of Texas. The incident happened in July 1969. It was reported that on the local Greer Island, near Lake Worth, multiple people witnessed a half-man, half-goat, fur-covered primate-like creature jump onto a man's car and throw a tire at people. People called this monster the Lake Worth Monster. In November of the same year, a photographer named Alan Plaster took a photo of this monster and described it as a white, fur ball-like person. Then, 37 years later, Plaster retracted this statement in a 2006 interview, firmly believing it was a man-made prank. The reason is that in 2005, a reporter received an anonymous letter stating that he and two others had worn masks to scare passers-by near Lake Worth in the summer of 1969. Interestingly, in 2009, another unidentified man claimed to be the perpetrator who threw the tire. Perhaps this monster was just a farce all along. But cryptozoologist Gregory Walshett insisted that the Lake Worth monster is an undiscovered primate species. Citing descriptions of the Goatman online can be said to be in the thousands. So, does this bizarre creature really exist? In fact, creatures of this half-human, half-goat form have been recorded in the mythology and folklore of different periods around the world. For example, in ancient Greek mythology, the god of the wild, Pan, was described as having a human body with goat's horns and the lower body of a goat. Pan is the god of shepherds and flocks, forests and music. Also with a half-man, half-goat image is the god of the wild, Faunus, from ancient Roman mythology, the goat-headed demon Baphomet from occultism, the Krampus from alpine folklore, and the nature spirit Puck from English folklore. So many historical documents seem to lend a sense of legitimate existence to this mysterious creature, but we must still approach this from a realistic perspective. I believe the possibility of such a creature's existence is very slim. Firstly, genetics has already disproven the possibility of human DNA combining with goat DNA. This directly refutes the theory of a human-goat hybrid. Additionally, with the development of the times and advancements in technology, and most importantly, with the increasing consequences for filing false police reports in the U.S., related sightings have been steadily decreasing. We have to suspect that individuals or organizations are deliberately creating public opinion and manufacturing this unknown phenomenon. Although the creatures in myths and legends cannot be verified, we know that ancient people, regardless of the region, mostly liked to use animal skins or parts as symbols of power and status. Therefore, I am more inclined to believe that this creature is a shadow projected by humanity. To this day, this image of a goat-headed human body frequently appears in various films and animations, and people's exploration of it has never stopped. but no one dares to outright deny the reality of this creature's existence. As the saying goes, the unknown is always greater than the known. This is also the allure of UMA. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.